to rewatch the video. But I had a thought, didn't pan out, that these slots might have something to do. I was like, well, maybe this, maybe if I hold the motor and unscrew it, I don't know. But before I tried that and broke something, I started looking around for something the slots would match up to. And this guy right here. So this was on the outside of the saw blade, outside. Part of, so you put your blade anchoring bolt or what have you through him into this thing. Yeah, somewhere about there. So this clamps from the outside, and this provides your drive engagement, which is interesting because this doesn't engage the wheel directly. So enough, let's call it back torque, and your blade will slip. Well, what goes on the other side of the blade? This bushing that went into our fancy bushing holder, the one that we had to clean the cement off of, and it's got the diamond cutout. So the diamond cutout is what makes the skill blade a skill blade and prevents you from using the round blades, and so they can sell you more razor blades and toothbrushes. But this has nothing to do with driving the saw. So, if and you had one of these guys, and it was all assembled, let's pretend it was assembled, I'm pretty sure you could just drum off the diamond and use any blade you like, because it has nothing to do with driving the saw blade. And I mean, you didn't have to take the saw apart to figure that out. I want you to change the blade once, twice. It would have been pretty obvious. So how does that compare to the new ones, where you got this thing? I'll look it up again, but there's a few other differences with this part, like our bearing mount, bearing housing, bushing housing. Never mind the circlip groove. It didn't have anything plastic that the guard was riding on. The new one had a plastic bushing. Was it this piece? Yeah, so the new one had a plastic bushing. This one just metal on metal. No pretense of lubrication or anything else was going on aside from the unfortunate grease incident. So that didn't help me get it apart. But just an interesting little screw you, buddy. From the skill people all the way back in 70, 69, whenever this was. So they had their thing figured out back then too, just like your planned obsolescence. You don't see any 69 Frigidaires laying around, do you? All right, classic American style repair job here. Break everything, fix nothing. Went and dunked it into a bucket of WD. Which is what I was getting at there, if you didn't guess. Just to get the schmoo off, find out if there was any secrets I was missing, and of course, the second I picked it up, it became obvious. This gear has a scooped out, little scalloped out section all the way around to fit around the worm. So of course, I can't pull it out. If I did anything here, it was probably sliding this plate, press fit bearing off, either off the bearing or the bearing down the shaft. So, well, I have to address this guy first. So immediately, I got this big old silver painted nut. I got to get the American size nut lathe. What did I do with her? Probably take that out, find out what's retaining our shaft. And yeah, 12 inches, about like that. So, okay. At least all the schmoo is in the kitchen sink. Great garbage disposal lube, by the way. Don't tell the EPA I said that. Don't worry, guys. I'm not on your city water supply, so that is not a problem. May even be legal where I am. How would you know? So, yeah, so I need the impact jackhammer. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do. Have a think. Come back in 2 seconds. Okay, my apologies to the skill guys. I know they were not expecting when they built this thing for some future man from the Soviet States of America who only has metric tools to try to take apart their 1970s fuck yeah gasoline is cheap tool. So I had to go find the 18-inch breaker bar with a 32 millimeter nut rounder for a something 64ths who knows what sized socket and get this guy loose. I'm supremely glad that I did not round it off. It did require standing on this sucker on the garage floor while I pried at it. Woo! More juice. Alright. Okay, well, it'll be leaked out of here in about 60 minutes. So I got time. I got a nut. Also, there's a fastener. So this is what's holding in the shaft. So, back to the socket farm. Okay, I'm back from the socket farm. So, you guys in the distant past, where all of your tools used one system of measurement, have it easy. I, on the other hand, happened to find, just, casually, a 1/4 inch flex head with a 3/8 adapter mated to a 14 millimeter socket, and it's a perfect fit. Cue Mr. Spock saying something about logic. But I'll take what I can get. I don't have anything else that's likely to fit this better, and it's going to remove my hand if I try to stabilize this. Oh, the motor rotor is sharp. Hopefully it's unscrewing it, and this is not another reverse rotation Russian ladyboy trap. Us alt-right types, all about that. So, there we go. Alright, I don't even want to know. It's got some kind of toothy flanged end, like maybe it's self-locking, which of course would require that it's crimped inward a little so that the slots would give it room to be folded in. Maybe they did that from the factory. I'm sure age and heat has expanded it. I don't know. You probably can't see it, but I can almost see a taper. Oh, here she goes. Oh, no, she doesn't. Cool. Yep, there goes the whizzy wheel. All right. I have a feeling there's some loose washers in there, and she'll never go back together. No, just metal shavings. Oh, yep, there's a washer. All right, so there may be some rocket surgery in my future. Nothing I hadn't had to do before. All right, so I can see my whizzy wheel, the other kind, the brass one. I can see crudely machined through the casting where they came through with a tap and did the oil plug from the other side that I didn't bother to fix. Oh! Don't tell me this is some kind of sealant. This is our friend, the Shmoo monster. Probably done overheated right through another bearing. Cement hard, so I'm going to chisel this out. And now, hey, look, we got that new bearing guy in the new tool beat. We done got 4 Phillips screws crimping on the very, very, very slightest edge of our bearing, holding it in place. I'm not gonna talk smack about that because it might make it really easy to replace, and this one might need replacing. The other one, I kind of wish it had popped off with a nice rubber band on the end there, nice O-ring, so that I could get it out easily, because I think I might want to do all that kind of stuff. This one looks really clean, but the others, well, this one particularly is some nasty stuff, so there may be some more prying and swearing in my future for this other device. Okay, so let me do some cleaning, some thinking, and I'll get back to you guys on how this stacks up against the new one. Of course, I've now got this entire rotor soaked in WD-40. Not to worry, it's gonna cook off when I use the tool.